All right, guys, I wanted to give you an update on the Trump shooter. Now, let me just say up front, everybody definitely needs to tune in to the Kyle Kulinski show tomorrow because I'm going to have way more details, way more specifics. I'm going to have way more pictures, videos, everything under the sun about this. All I'm doing today is endless research, gathering all the elements so that I can present it for you tomorrow. But I did need to hop on here real quick to give you guys some updates. So we now know the identity of the shooter. The shooter is a guy by the name of Thomas Matthew Crooks. He's 20 years old from Pennsylvania. Now, a word of warning, there's a lot of fake pictures and fake videos floating around as it pertains to him. So there's one where a guy's wearing a blue shirt and you see his side profile. That is not him. This is a guy who looks honestly exactly like him, and he posted that to troll, and then he immediately regretted it because he realized that was taken off and everybody thought he really was the shooter. That's not him. There's also a video floating around where the guy says, "I hate Republicans and you don't want to try me," or something to that effect. That is also not him. That was also a troll job. The guy looks like him, he posted it, then immediately regretted it because everybody thought, oh my God, that's actually the guy. Again, that is not him. Now, having said that, there are some pictures out there that are him. Now, what's unique about this guy, many things are unique about this guy, but one of the things is he had almost no social media profile at all. He may have had a Discord, but even so, there's not much there if he did have a Discord. And he doesn't have anything else. Nothing on Facebook, nothing on Twitter, nothing on Instagram. So, very isolated in a sense. But there are a handful of pictures out there of him that are real. Law enforcement pulled up like old school pictures of him, and there's that one picture kind of from behind that people are alluding to that actually is him. Okay, so those are the basic facts about him. Again, Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20 years old from Pennsylvania. Now, what do we know about him in terms of motive? Well, we do know this. So in 2021, he donated to a progressive PAC. Now, as Ryan Grimm points out, this particular progressive PAC was actually kind of a scam. Okay, now, since then, in fact, like a few months later, after he donated to a progressive PAC, he actually registered as a Republican. And then apparently he remained a Republican up until yesterday when he tried to kill former President Trump, and then he was killed in return. So in 2021, donates $15 to a progressive PAC, soon thereafter registers as a Republican, then tries to kill former President Trump, and he gets killed in the process of that. So look, in terms of motive, honestly, based on these facts, almost anything I could say is speculation. But if we're going to speculate, obviously one thing that comes to mind is, okay, so he registers as a Republican and remains a Republican until he does this. Well, it's very possible this is somebody who was maybe radicalized online in the sense that, he became a Groyper or something like that, or some far-right type person, a Nazi type, and he felt like Trump is too moderate and Trump is a sellout, and so we need to get rid of Trump. That is very possible. Another thing that's very possible is honestly standard, banal, run-of-the-mill, just guy who is deeply, deeply mentally unwell and confused. And even though he targeted the former president, it's still just, an outward expression of inward turmoil and insanity and not necessarily super political, right? That's also very very possible. So that's all we could say right now. We could speculate about the motive. But the facts that we do know, 20 years old, from Pennsylvania, donated to a progressive PAC in 2021, then soon thereafter registered as a Republican and stayed a Republican until this happened. Now, also, I should point out, he was wearing a shirt that was like a popular gun tuber shirt, and I think people are kind of unfairly using that to target those gun tubers because my understanding is that this particular gun tuber, this channel, is actually very, very apolitical. So yeah, they're super into guns, but it's not like they're really into guns and also they're spewing MAGA talking points all the time or spewing Nazi talking points or whatever. My understanding is that it's a very apolitical, YouTube gun show, if you will. So that's what we know for sure about this guy. I wanted to give you all those updates. Again, you have to tune into the show tomorrow. I'll give you much, much, much more. In fact, we have some of the classmates of this guy coming out and now speaking about him. And they said some interesting things, to say the least. Now, finally, I'll end on this here. So, FBI did a press conference, and the FBI kind of threw the Secret Service under the bus. and kind of implied like they're massively incompetent and they really, really fucked up here. So again, I'll have the video on that for you tomorrow, but that's a super, super interesting and important moment that this is what they're coming out and saying. Now, we have, since I last talked to you guys, we did learn more of the specifics of how this went down. So Thomas Matthew Crooks climbed up to the roof of a manufacturing plant that's in Butler, Pennsylvania. And look, there's a lot of conspiracy theory stuff going around because he had a clear shot at the president from 130 yards away, which is actually really close for a good marksman, right? And Trump's kind of lucky. The wind seemed to push the trajectory of the bullet so it hit his ear and didn't hit him in the head. And people are saying, like, how the hell could this happen? It's 130 yards away. He's perched up. He's got a perfect look at the president. And that's why a lot of fingers are being pointed right now at the Secret Service. And I always think it's better to assume incompetence than malice. But again, people will dig into this 1,000 different ways to Sunday and try to figure out what the truth is. But finally, the conspiracy theorizing, as I predicted, has gotten insane. Absolutely insane. So, of course, we have, it's an inside job and the Secret Service did it. We have an evil Jewish cabal did it. We have Trump set himself up and did it on purpose and used fake blood in order to make his polls go up in order to guarantee an election win. We have the Chinese did it. We have DEI is to blame. We have standard Democrat rhetoric is to blame, and the late night TV hosts like Stephen Colbert are to blame. So everybody, I mean, the takes are nuclear right now, man. So that's all I'll say for now. But again, definitely tune into the show tomorrow. I'm going to have a million videos for you, a million pictures for you, a million reactions for you. We have Biden reacted, Obama reacted, Cornel West reacted, Trump came out and reacted to his own shooting. So stuff is really heating up here, and we got a lot more to talk about.